people like all of these ex-spies, FBI officials, CIA officials, that they keep their clearance, and clearance is if they're going to represent places like Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, it's a huge issue, Sean, because if you work for a contractor, let's say you're a former assistant director of the FBI, and you go work for Lockheed Martin, or you go to Booz Allen or one of these other consulting firms, you are working on classified projects. You need a security clearance. So if you are John Brennan, for example, who was a contractor after he left the intelligence service, those opportunities dry up because Booz Allen, for example, can't hire you. Lockheed Martin can't hire you to work on any intelligence programs because those programs are classified. So, this is not, I think people get the impression that, this only matters because, people are going and talking on CNN or, they're curious about what's going on in the world. No, access to top secret security clearances is key if you are going to work for the multitude of contractors out there working in the national security or the intelligence space.
This is serious money, though. I mean, Comey's made a fortune. Mueller's the FBI director, and then Comey makes a fortune. Then he becomes the FBI director, and then he's helping Mueller in what he's doing, whatever lobbying, whatever deals he's involved in. Seems like a quid pro quo to me. Sounds like something that maybe they should bring before Judge Ellis. I wonder if they bought ostrich jackets and expensive cars as a result of it all. Pretty interesting.
Well, I think you're right, Sean. I mean, these are the sorts of issues that are very, very relevant, and it also shows the nature of so much of what's going on in Washington. You've got the political element. It's also about cashing in. I mean, you are more familiar with the Uranium One story than anyone, and I think that one of the things that Seamus dug up that's so curious about this, shocking, frankly, that I didn't know of until he uncovered in the book, involves a top Hillary Clinton advisor while she was Secretary of State and considering Uranium One, and what his financial ties were. And maybe I'll just let Seamus fill you in on that.
I'll give you the last word, Seamus. We only have about 20 seconds. It's all yours.
All right. Well, right. Hillary Clinton, something shocking, and huge thanks to you, Sean, for keeping your listeners and America informed on the Uranium One scandal. No one's done it better, really. But we found something even more sinister than all the money that went to the Clintons. Hillary Clinton's State Department had an advisor, a man named Ted Kassinger. He's an attorney in Washington. Well, while he's advising Hillary Clinton's State Department, he's simultaneously on Putin's payroll working for the specific Russian nuclear company, a subsidiary of Rosatom, who was taking over Uranium One. And so he met repeatedly with Hillary's CFIUS representative, a man named Jose Fernandez, throughout 2010, and he even met with the secretary herself in, earlier that year, about 6 months before the deal.
Mm-hmm. I look at all of this, and for example, one of the points I was making and have been making, now that we have all of this analysis that Bruce Orr and Christopher Steele were talking about firewalls, and firewalls, plural, holding, and that he had a real fear about Comey's testifying, which Sarah Carter broke last night. And all of this is unfolding about Russia. Then we have Russian lies that are disseminated to the American people that Hillary paid for, even by the CIA director, Brennan. And then we have those same Hillary paid for Russian lies put together by a foreign national. I thought it was wrong when foreigners got involved in our electoral process, but apparently if you're Hillary and it's your campaign and it's a foreign national that's using Russian sources, I guess that's all okay. And then somehow we end up, Peter Schweitzer, talking about Paul Manafort's taxes that have nothing to do with Russia, nothing to do with the campaign, nothing to do with collusion, nothing to do with Donald Trump. I listened to Judge Ellis talk about this isn't about Manafort, this is about putting the screws to Manafort so he'll sing or compose, and then maybe they can prosecute or impeach Donald Trump. But with all this information on Russia, we got a tape of, Shifty Schiff, who also works on the House Intel Committee, talking to a Russian, breathlessly thinking he's getting research about naked pictures on Donald Trump. We've got the evidence of him conspiring and colluding to get that information. We don't have such evidence in the Trump case after nearly 2 years. And I'm thinking there's something really wrong with our system, that it's working this way. And look, I know it took a lot of digging on your part, but I'm guessing not as much as I think. You found this information in public records, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Sean, and this is, I think, what people out in the country are so frustrated about. Look, if somebody has colluded or had colluded, they want it exposed, but let's not have a double standard. And there's no evidence after all the scrubbing and investigation by Robert Mueller. There's nothing that rises to level of collaboration, and yet we know for a fact that the Clintons, for example, that other individuals, political figures have had financial ties with Russian entities, that the Russians were involved in providing information to Christopher Steele, and it's that double standard. Why do we apply a different standard to the Clintons or to someone else that we don't apply in the case of Donald Trump?
Yeah,
and
you look, you did the best work. I mean, I learned everything I learned on Uranium One from you, or most of it from your book. You were way ahead of the curve, and then I think we even learned a lot more. And in this book, you're even taking it a step further because you have the Clinton State Department advisor, Ted Kassinger, simultaneously on Putin's payroll, advising the nuclear corporation on the takeover of Uranium One. But we also know, and this was Robert Mueller again. He was the FBI director at the time, right? Robert Mueller knew that we had Putin operatives in America, that they were involved in bribery and extortion and kickbacks and money laundering. And yet we knew it because we had a spy that I've interviewed inside working for our government that was telling our government, and still the deal was allowed to go through, and Putin had control of 20% of our uranium, and then the Clinton Foundation got, $100 and how many million dollars kicked back to them?
Yeah, $145 million. There was money that ended up in the Clintons' pocket, and I think you nailed it as it relates to Robert Mueller in this. As head of the FBI, they are involved in the CFIUS review of this transaction of the Russian government getting 20% of U.S. uranium. And that CFIUS process, Sean, is all about determining who is buying this company, in this case, this uranium company, and is there any evidence of criminal activity involving that company? And there was. There clearly was. And the FBI senior executives knew about it. And we know about it now because of this whistleblower. So the point is the CFIUS process was exactly set up precisely to intervene in the case like Uranium One and say, hold on for a second. There's criminal activity involving this company that wants to take over this company. We are not going to approve it. And yet the FBI sat silent. It's mystifying, and we still don't know to this day what those deliberations were, how those deliberations went down, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping that Congress is going to investigate. And this is not just about history, Sean. CFIUS, under President Trump, has become an even more important institution looking at Chinese transactions in the United States. So we need to know when CFIUS has failed and why it has failed, and we can only know that by opening up the case file and looking at the Uranium One deal.
All right, I agree with all that. Great work. Both of you. I'm sure it's going to piss off all the people that already hate my guts. So they'll just add your names to the list. Thank you very much, Peter Schweitzer and Seamus Bruner. The book is called Compromised: How Money and Politics Drive FBI Corruption. We're going to make a big deal of this in the days and weeks ahead. I promise you both. This research is going to get out there. 800-941-SEAN is our toll-free telephone number if you want to be a part of the program. CJ is in Texas. CJ, hi, happy Friday, and welcome to the Sean Hannity Show.
Hi, Sean. Happy Friday.
Wow, are you always this happy? I'm not always as happy as you, but good for you. I'm happy you're happy.
I'm a pretty happy person. I like to spread the MAGA love out there. I called in because I heard you talking yesterday that you were not feeling the urgency for midterms from the American people, and I've been trying to get through to you since then. I'm telling you, there's two reasons for this. We are completely being silenced. I'm on Twitter. I'm a part of a girl country singing group. We're like equally parts goofy, fun, embarrassing, but we sing only for Trump. We have our videos go viral.
Really? Well, tell us what's the name of your group, and we'll put it up. Give us your best video, and we'll link it to Hannity.com.
Oh, absolutely. We're called the Deplorable Choir. We just wanted to support Trump. We felt like within our community there was like a real shame attached to being a Trump supporter, and we wanted to fight that. And what better way than be like fun, young, cute girls posting videos for him. But we have been majorly censored on Twitter. Our last song was about the Mueller investigation. And,
Really? Why did they censor you on Twitter?
I think like all our videos did really well until I did this Mueller investigation song, and it did great too. I mean, I had Roger Stone was sharing it. They had it on InfoWars, and next thing I know, my tweets are being deleted left and right. We were super excited. We made the cutest video 2 days ago called "Vote Republican." It is like really cute. Like it's super cute. Like Trump needs like cute, fun girls promoting him to fight the stigma that he hates.
All right,
women.
hang on. I'm actually, Jason has pulled up one of your videos. What song is this, Jason, that you pulled up out of the many apparently that are? What is it called?
It's No Smoking Gun. We pulled it up on YouTube. This is a deplorable